we've got Sue Harding with us today. Sue, it's great to have you with us.
Hi.
And how are you doing?
All right, thank you. Yes, a bit up and down with the lockdown, as most people are, I think. But yeah, learning new things through it, so that's great.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, so how long have you been with us at City Church?
Well, a long time. I was at City Church in the beginning. I think that was it 1988 or 89? 88, I think.
Yeah.
I joined City Church right at the beginning, but then I was working abroad for 5 years, so I missed the first 5 years of City Church.
Yes.
Came back in 1994, so I've been with you
Wow. So long standing.
long time.
Yeah. And I know you, in that time, you've served on the worship team. There must be a whole list of things that you've done over the years.
A few things.
So well, thanks so much for your service and blessing everyone at City Church over the years and still now. Right, well, if for those of you who've not seen these before, we've got 5 minutes for 5 questions. We start off with 2 that are a bit just more comical, and then we'll go through 3 more questions that are a little bit more meaty. So let's get the time ready. So, Sue, is there anything you would like to come back into fashion?
One thing I'd like to see in fashion would be bright colours, because everybody seems to wear black and grey and miserable colours in this country. It would be nice to see some really bright colours, I think, on our streets.
Brilliant. Yeah, that certainly comes and goes. But yeah, grey and blacks, you're right. So if you're listening, Vogue, editor, whoever, we need bright colours for the year ahead. Right, number 2. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be if you could choose?
Difficult one. I think I'd like to be able to fly. I think that would be lovely. This feeling of freedom going through the air.
I think surely that must be that must be right up there. So brilliant. Okay, well they're the 2 ones. Let's have a look at the next 3. Now, you said you worked abroad, and I'm writing that was in Nepal. Tell us a bit more of why were you there? What were you doing?
I went there with a medical mission, helping to bring medical care to the people of Nepal. It was a Christian mission. We had a Christian hospital, health service. So I worked for a year in the hospital, and then I was the community medical officer, and I was traveling around the hills visiting health posts and helping people with their health care. And as Christians there, we were part of the Nepal, which was a great privilege. The national religion was Hinduism. People were allowed to be Christians, but weren't allowed their faith. But the local Christians were very brave and strong and committed. It was a real privilege to be there.
Yeah. Wow. So 5 years, and then it was time to come home.
Yes.
Well, up until recently serving as a doctor.
Yes, that's right. I've been a GP and now retired.
Brilliant. Right. For 4th question, what is the main lesson that God has been teaching you during, well, all 3 lockdowns, the last 12 months?
I think all of us have had different issues during lockdown. And I think for me, the main issue has been loneliness, really. I've been through a few very difficult years recently when I've lost people and have ended up being on my own with no close family. And that's something that God's been taking me through. The lockdown has just made that more difficult. But a verse that's been very real to me, there's a verse in the Bible that says, "The Lord is my strength and my song." And first of all, God showed me that he could give me the strength to get through this time of loneliness. And I've really known that. But more recently, he's shown me that the most important thing is the relationship with him, and that he can also give us a song. And the song in your heart is nothing to do with relationships or circumstances. It's a song from knowing God. So that's really what I've been learning just recently.
Brilliant. Well, that's certainly, yeah, that lays a firm foundation for when we come out of this lockdown. So where to go. Superb. Right, last one is number 5. Who is your favourite biblical character and why?
Well, I've got lots of favourite characters, but the one that popped into my mind actually was Moses. And the reason for that is that I'm not a person that's greatly confident, not self-confident. And Moses was certainly like that. He was a man who was very unsure of himself, it seems. And when God called him to bring the children of Israel out of slavery, he had all these excuses. I've written some of them down. He said, well, who am I? What shall I say? Suppose they won't believe me. I'm not good at speaking. I'm slow at speech. And in the end, he said, please send someone else. And I thought, that's just like me, really. You know, I always think, well, what can I do? Why would God be interested in using me for anything? But Moses simply was obedient to what God said. And in the end, God used him amazingly to bring the whole of the Israelites out of slavery. And so he's a real great example of someone who didn't think he could do anything for God, and yet God used him.
Brilliant. Well, that takes us to our time. Thanks, Sue. Some great stuff to mull over there that you've shared. So thank you very much. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Sue. And I think post-lockdown, we need a Nepalese banquet at your house. I think we just need to say the church can roll in and we'll just all eat Nepalese food.
That's
Or maybe
great.
we can bring it to church. So, wonderful. Okay, take care then, Sue.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Bye-bye.